I actually do believe certain things were invented way before we think they were. It's like concrete. We thought that was like a 1970s thing or whatever it was, but really it's not. Like the Romans invented concrete, didn't they?
Did some further research on that.
Yeah.
And basically that was built
How many bricks?
11 million.
Oh my god, 11 million!
Charlie Collison have that done in 2 months.
You would, yeah.
No bother. One of our videos popped up. And before he ran me about the extension, he'd seen the YouTube video.
That's really good.
It's also really good for customers because they can see what goes on.
The Americans didn't invent brickwork, did they? No. Not really, no, you know what I mean?
They want
It's just,
the houses.
I'm sorry. It's just, I'm this. Cut. No, take the American bond now.
Hello there guys, welcome back to the latest episode of Trades of the Round Table. Episode 4 I believe.
Yeah, it is 4
correct.
actually. Yeah, that's
Episode
right. Yeah,
4,
it is.
wonderful.
Yeah.
And we're joined, you may not recognise me, that's usually because I'm behind the camera, but I'm joined by some great gents who I'm sure you will recognise. To my right we have the bricklaying maestros themselves, Steve and Alex Bricklaying. How you doing? Yes.
Excellent, lads. Woo! Glad you're here.
It's been,
Glad to be here.
absolutely. I mean, these guys have been with us now since before Christmas.
Yeah, they have. Yeah, I mean, literally, I think originally you were supposed to come in August, weren't you guys? And obviously, because of circumstances in work and things like that, it got delayed, and then you finally arrived in
Mid-November.
Mid-November, yeah.
It's been such like a great experience with you guys and stuff because I've just been having so much fun being out on site, kind of filming you guys doing what you do
Messing
best.
with the mortar when we put our trials down.
Oh, it's I can understand why bricklaying is such a satisfying. I can understand why if you go on TikTok, there are millions of views for literally people just putting their trowel through muck and mortar because it is literally just such a satisfying process.
Yeah, we were having a bit of fun about this when we were saying, how many times can Tom mess around with the mortar in a day?
You were seeing it at the corner of your eye. You can see Tom's playing with the mortar again when there was a quiet 5 minutes when there was no filming to be done. It is satisfying. I can understand why people get into brickworking. I think it's also because it's the first thing you see on a building as well. Is the brickwork.
And I think it's very therapeutic. I mean, Rob Songa, when we went to, he was like very much just talking about that, wasn't it? It's very therapeutic, and it is a really, really cool job to do as well.
Yeah, your mind can just switch off when you start bricklaying because then you're just in the flow of it then.
That's it, definitely.
Absolutely.
Definitely that, yeah.
So we're going to be going through your time with us, and we're going to be also looking into your origins. We're going to be talking to you about, of course, brickwork.
Yeah, it's absolutely came out the build. We pulled it out and we said that absolutely brilliant brick to use, beautiful brick, and obviously you can see it was made in Kenilworth, which is the town right next door to Leamington. So yeah, absolutely super cool, isn't it? That is.
Yeah. Anything with a name on got kept.
Yeah, it
One
is,
of. Yeah.
I mean, this is from a time when brickworks and brick factories were quite local, really, weren't they? Nowadays it's kind of like companies that are sort of overseeing mass production for across the country. But this was back at a time when brickwork and bricks were coming from local places going to local builds and stuff. So it's
100%. I think tell me if I'm wrong, guys, but I think like brick manufacturing was always done very locally, and sort of because it had to be just because of transport and everything else, and getting it onto site really.
Yeah, we had a few local tours in Ibstock. Ravenhead Brickworks is still going, and that's about 2 miles from our house. It's a massive brickworks. But there's also Latham Brickworks and another couple that have all gone now. But
So to kick off, I just want to ask you, when you get a call from a client on a particular kind of job, what is the one that when you get the call through, you're just like, I cannot wait to get on site and just get stuck in? What is that one type of project that you just absolutely just relish getting involved with?
With me, it's garden walls.
Yeah.
Because, obviously, they're not usually a lot of things people have done, but at the same time, where we usually do our work, they're all falling apart and they're, really old and decrepit.
So you get to smash them up first.
Yeah, you get the therapy of
Demolition.
Yeah.
And then once all that's done, we do our little method where we put a trench block down, just stick a profile up, and then you just run it in. Then
But when we're doing the demolition, we do the slow mo as it comes down.
yeah,
Yeah.
all the
Yeah.
get all the artsy shots of the demolition.
Favourite bit, yeah.
And then
Yeah.
one that we did a while ago was really lovely. We did it with was it reclaimed bricks, the front wall?
Oh, Pete and Jen's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were reclaimed bricks.
No,
and then,
no. It was a block wall. We replaced it with red engineering bricks.
that's it. And then we had
Because it's a Victorian property, so
reclaimed copings. We had reclaimed copings go on top, which just
Beautiful.
really added to it. 'cause-
huge,
Yeah.
big
Yeah.
stone ones that they got shipped over from Yorkshire. Must have cost a fortune.
Gives it character as well, though,
Yeah.
doesn't it,
Yeah,
guys? You
it
know,
stands
that-
out when you drive past. Like we
Yeah,
always
yeah.
drive past and go to work. Like we did that wall.
We did that wall.
Yeah.
I bet you guys do that all the time. Like my old man, he's been on this show before. Chris, the decorator for
What is it? Fazina Mahulian McGinty
McPherson.
Yeah.
whatever it is, whatever it
He
is.
forgot one of the middle names. It's Fosinio Houlihan McGinty McPherson O'Dwyer. We went to a football game not too long ago. We went to Walsall, and we were driving through Walsall, and every 2 minutes he was going, I painted that bridge, I painted that bridge, I painted that bridge. I can understand why you would like, because it's quite nice to reminisce kind of on those past projects and just knowing that
Definitely.
structure is going to be there
Yeah.
100%.
for years to come, and
Yeah.
you played a part in it. And stuff.
Yeah, I did
Absolutely.
foundations for 10 years, so you can't really say I built that bit in the ground.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That vent sticking up there. I did that.
Those two course of bricks, you say that's the top of the bit I
So,
built.
so that's why Steve now has had loads of little plaques made stuck onto the side of him to say, I did these things.
Get a stencil spray
Yeah,
on.
that's it, yeah.
That's the thing. Like, is again with brickwork, it has the benefit of it's one of the first aspects you see on a house,
Oh,
whether
yeah.
it's the brickwork or the roof or. So you have that advantage. I do feel sorry for plumbers and electricians because they're like. That's
I
like,
don't. I don't think we should.
Good them passing the Porsches.
Yeah, they've got the easy life, haven't they? You know.
They get to stay
Especially when I was brushing up after them before.
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
because it's like again it's an equally really important part of a building project, but it's all kind of intricate, hidden away and stuff. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you know that's the impression I get. But you guys, you get that you're the first thing that people see and stuff. So
Somebody said to us once, what's the best trade? It's like everyone had to say
Yeah.
who was who. And as Alex said, well, nobody else can build anything until we've been first. You can't put a roof
Yeah.
on nothing. You've got
Yeah.
to have a wall tanged everything on.
absolutely,
Your plumbers and electricians, they're like the skeleton of the house, but we're the flesh, we're the flesh and
Yes.
bone that you see first.
Yeah.
absolutely. Steve, before you got into brickwork, you were in the trades. Was it engineering you initially got started on? What's the
It was-
origins in the trade?
Back when I was at school a long time ago,
Yeah.
you used to have a woodwork class, you have a metalwork class. I did woodwork, but I seemed to be better at engineering. I enjoyed it more.
I know what you mean by then, because like when I was at school, exactly that, Steve. You like kind of had a classroom, you did woodwork.
Yeah.
You then had lathes in wood, metalwork and stuff like
Had
that.
some doing lessons.
Yeah, actually doing that.
Yeah.
So, so definitely relate to that.
Yeah, so we did all kinds for 2 years and ended up with 2 O levels. So I was sort of being guided towards engineering. And then when I left school, it was as simple as this: it was get the train to Preston every day and go to college to do a BTEC in engineering, or go 3 miles down the road on my bike and get paid £26 a week to learn a trade. So I chose the easy option. to be a carpenter because I was good at joinery, and I turned up and they said, "Sorry, the carpentry's full. You're gonna have to go over there to the brickwork and do that."
Wow.
So I walked over there, and
And you
the
stuck
rest
at
is
it.
history.
Fair play to
Yeah.
you.
Wow.
That's so. How long was it that when did you decide to go down the father son route of it being a father and son run business?
I didn't.
Essentially.
Oh, it was difficult.
Oh, really? Okay. Explain.
Well, he was doing everything he could not to take me on.
Yeah, force him away. Keep away from the dark side.
No.
We were going around all the colleges, and to be honest, you didn't have a clue what you wanted to do, did you?
I didn't know at first, no, because
Yeah.
there was just nothing in school that took my fancy, and I'm very introverted, so I could never see myself doing a retail job. I'd
Yeah.
probably flip at somebody if they give me attitude.
I understand that, mate.
So,
I understand that, absolutely.
And
So we're running out of options, and I said, I don't want you to be a bricklayer because unlike when you work for Tony with the Tony tents, Brick Lane is very governed by the weather. And I just wanted to do a trade that he could earn good money and he wouldn't be governed by the weather. So I wanted to be a plumber or an electrician.
They're jobs which you can kill people with. Because I'm a very clumsy person by nature. If I do someone's wiring faulty and they go to switch the light on, but it end up in the wrong A&E, then that's on me. So then again, I opted to go for joinery because he kept pushing me away. And then we went to the college you went to Wigan.
Wigan, yeah.
And we went to the joinery part and went with my mum and dad. And she
No,
saw.
I just used your mum for that one.
It wasn't just
Maybe Sarah, yeah.
Oh, it must have been Sarah then. And then she saw a big joinery saw, and she my mum went white. She went, "You're not doing joinery. You're not going near that saw."
You've cut your arm off.
Yeah, because I'm as I said, I'm very clumsy by nature. So so my mum was like, "He's going to work for you," to dad. So he was like, "Fine, I'll take him on. So we really had to twist his arm to get him to take me on.
So glad they did.
Again, I can sort of relate to that because my old man again did not want me to go into the trades. There was that time when I did say to him, would you ever see me kind of doing what you do? And he went, no. He went, it's not going to happen. You are going to probably work in some sort of office environment, and you should be happy with that. You're not out. And the only tools I tend to pick up really are just cameras and stuff like that. Question. What kind of brickwork bond? We'll start with Steve and Alex, and then because I know what yours is, and I know your favourite kind of brickwork bond. But what's like the brickwork bond you like working with in particular that kind of has a nice finish to it? That when you look at it, it's gorgeous to the eye.
Purely for aesthetic reasons, it's probably either English bond or English garden wall bond.
Okay.
Now, the difference is,
yeah,
English bond is alternate headers and stretches. English garden wall bond is headers, and then you've got either 3 or 5.
Well, 5 is
stretches.
Scottish.
Yeah, and then headers again. So they're a bit less.
Because there's so many different types. There's like this. I've actually done some research here, believe it or not. It's the stretcher bond, header bond, English bond, Flemish bond, English garden wall bond, Scottish bond, and American bond.
American bond.
Oh,
come on, no. The Americans didn't invent brickwork, did they? No. Not really, no, you know what I mean?
They all
It's just,
the houses.
I'm sorry. It's just, I'm just, cut, no, take the American bond out.
You don't see the old vintage American videos, do you? You don't see Americans in the tailored suits doing brickwork.
Flemish garden wall bond, stack bond, raking bond, facing bond, and zigzag bond.
Wow.
I know zigzag bond kind of looks similar to like parquet flooring, sort of.
You missed
like
one out there, you know.
What?
James Bond.
Oh,
And Brook bond.
Brook Bond. Oh, get in,
Yes.
Steve. Get in there. Boom.
Steve, what is your favourite kind of bond?
I've very rarely done it, but Flemish bond.
Flemish bond.
And Tony will back me from this. When we went to see Charlie Collison,
Yeah.
the house he was building with Flemish bond with these
It is
beautiful
nice.
bricks, with the white mortar, it looked really.
Yeah, it does. I think you're dead right, Steve. I think depending on the one, Flemish bond, English bond, is just beautiful bonds, and I think the other thing that really makes a bond as well is the mortar colour.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Or is that just me? Because like kind of you see certain bonds and they use certain colour mortar, and you think, oh, that looks a bit. And it's definitely when we went to see Charlie Constant, the colour of the mortar he was using there was just absolutely beautiful with the brick, wasn't it? And it really accentuated the bond as well, didn't it? Which was really cool.
The only problem with it is, like, if you've got window openings in it, it's so hard to get the bond to work around the windows and then back over the windows. So it's an absolute nightmare to do.
Now the colour of the mortar and the brick, because I'm not an expert on this, believe it or not. That
You play a lot around with mortar, don't you? I've noticed that.
it's usually predicated on. Is it where it's the materials are sourced from, like the kind of the
Sand?
the sand, because obviously it's different in different parts of the country.
Very.
It's
Is
just
that-
it's just quarries, isn't it? It's like kind of the other thing is like you can get one type of certain type of sand that you can get that comes from one quarry that's a lot more yellower. We found that, didn't we, when we were trying to source sand for the project that we're doing now? We were going to one merchant and getting it from there. It was like really yellow, and then we go to somewhere else. It wasn't quite, even though class it as yellow sand, it wasn't really yellow, was it?
We don't
It's
even get
more of
yellow
an
sand
orange,
up
yeah.
north.
And it was like, it wasn't until we then found the right sand, then the right cement, then with the lime, we then got the right colour, didn't we?
Yeah.
But it literally was. It took us a good day and a half, 2 days to get it, like, kind of get the right match, the right colour, didn't it? And then get the client to sign it off, Steve.
It's changed how we're going to work now because
Yeah.
I know it's double the price for white cement, but if you're doing a coloured mortar and you use grey cement, it doesn't matter how much dye you put in it, that grey is going to affect the colour.
Yeah.
When you put the white cement in, the colour's going to go exactly how you want it.
Well, you look at the wall and the extension; they're both the same mixes, but with different cements. And
Yeah, they are.
The difference is astounding.
Yeah.
That is a really, really good comment, Alice, because it is. You look at the wall and see one colour, you look at the extension, but obviously at the time we had to blend through with the existing parts, so it's really key. Whereas the client had said to us, hasn't he, guys, he said, look, I want it to match as close as I can to the existing part of the house, and these guys smashed it out of the court, fair play to, brilliant.
Speaking of the extension and the project,
Yeah.
how have you guys found that? How have you found that project since you joined us prior to Christmas?
I think for me, it's been a massive learning experience. Just doing so many stuff I've never done before. Even just doing gauge mixes with lime. We've never used lime before.
Absolutely.
Or snow cream. Never used any of that. Never done an extension of this scale.
Gauge staff.
Gauge stuff, yeah.
Absolutely, man.
Just everything's just been.
And the fact as well that you had to essentially oversee it in the winter. Obviously, due to the schedule of the job, it had to be done in the winter. But ideally, summer's the best time to do it, isn't it, Tony?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I think for when these guys were originally due to start, and then actually when we did start, we were then obviously going to hit the worst of the bad winter. Short days, like you say, instantly you get those short days, and then the other thing is halfway through the project, we then started to have some really cold days, didn't we? Even to the point where I think 2 or 3 days we couldn't lay, could we?
No.
Because it wasn't like kind of 3, 4 and rising sort of thing. And the thing is, for us, as like kind of the builders and these guys trying to lay, we then fortunately had a load of work internally that we kept holding back because we knew that we were going into the winter period, so we knew it would be a better thing for these guys to jump inside just
Start
to give
smashing some stuff up.
Yeah, that's it. Start smashing some more stuff up. Lovely. It's great.
That warms you up quick.
That's it. Yeah. So it just allowed us to do that, and then as soon as we could then go back outside, these guys went straight back outside and got the Tony tents up obviously as we always do.
That saved a couple of days
setup.
out with the heating on as well.
Yeah.
So you were effectively able to acclimatise that area to get it to the right conditions, ideally, to bricklay.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
It's mainly the front pillars, wasn't it? We had the tent over the front pillars.
Yeah.
How tall were them pillars in the end?
10
10
foot.
foot.
10 foot. I mean, that's
DPC
just...
to lintel was 10 foot.
Yeah, that's a hell of a
And
pillar,
we were
isn't
only
it?
5'9", 5 wide.
We had
Yeah.
to make our own braces just to keep them.
Yeah.
Keep them up.
It was really cool, actually, that wasn't it? I did like that, the way they made all these brace-ups to keep this pillar. And the really funny thing is, like... when
Two
you look-
brickies and an apprentice did it.
Yeah, that's it. But when you look at it, it's like, this wind that we've had just recently,
Yeah.
if we'd have had them pillars, and those, they would have just gone straight over, wouldn't
Yeah,
they?
absolutely.
Easily.
Definitely 100%.
I'm surprised they made it without being redone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're having to battle against the elements, obstacles, and you smash through it, guys. It's been, honestly, I've had so much. And by the way, those 2 videos are actually out now on YouTube. Both parts of those. If you want to see these guys giving tips, techniques, and some absolutely gorgeous bricklaying footage. If you love all the ASMR stuff, you're going to love some of the stuff on that. Those 2 videos are up above. If you click on the links above, you'll be able to watch those videos in full, and they will give you a really comprehensive look at the project.
Absolutely. I mean, they're absolutely cracking videos, and I'm I keep saying to these guys, so thankful and awesome that these guys came down and helped us out, because we wouldn't have got as far as we have with the extension, and it's just been absolutely brilliant having them here. So it's just really, really cool.
Absolutely.
It's been a pleasure to be here.
It's been fantastic, guys, honestly. Now, I'm going to have to really pick your brains, because...
Oh, God. No, I should put it here, mate.
But it is about brickwork.
Oh,
So
well, there you go. I better go now and go and get the handsaw.
That's our chosen subject, so we're okay.
my question is, what is your favourite structure, whether it be a building, house, bridge, castle, viaduct? What is your favourite of those structures that incorporates brickwork? I have mine, but I want to start with you guys first.
Go on, let you go first.
You can go first. We'll go around the table.
Right. Mine is the Albert Dock in Liverpool,
Nice.
which is basically, it's just a big warehouse.
Yeah.
It's cool, though, isn't it?
Yeah. You can sail in and out of it because they have a lock gate.
Yeah.
So boats still go in and out.
Yeah.
But it's just the scale of it, the way it's built, the thick walls, and it's all arches and stone.
Was that designated as a World Heritage Site because of it? I know it was at one time, and then they may have revoked it
They
based
just
on
took the
some
UNESCO thing off it.
Ah, right, okay. So it's still a because obviously
trying to
because
build
of,
Everton's football ground down the road.
Everton.
Everton, yeah, on the actual on the next dock. Yeah,
I'd say no more.
yeah.
I'd say no more.
It's funny because the best in the men's toilets,
yeah,
there's
yeah.
you've got this ceiling, but it's stone arches. They don't go onto a pillar. They sort of spring into each other. It's hard to describe, but
Yeah, so they like become self-supporting.
Yeah,
a little bit
it's
like
just-
kind of you see that a lot in cathedrals, don't you?
Yeah.
And sort of certain
and
monasteries.
this is just a
things,
warehouse
yeah.
basically, and they've gone to all this trouble. Whereas now it's just be steel and concrete, and you've got these solid brick walls, and a lot of it's residential, and a lot of people live in the top, and then you've got all the shops and stuff at the bottom.
That's super cool.
Well, I'll tell you what, Steve. I'm due to actually go to Liverpool soon, so
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to be checking that out.
See Everton.
Come on, Tony.
No, I just thought because you're a commentary
well.
football, I thought I might be going to Everton. I don't know.
To be fair, the way they're playing this season,
Yeah.
we will probably be playing them next season. Sorry to all of the Everton fans out there. I know there are some Liverpool supporters who will appreciate that.
How long are you going for?
I'm going to be going for a weekend. Yeah.
Try and get onto the Mersey Tunnel tour.
Okay.
That's a structure and a half.
Yeah.
That'll blow your mind.
And see if you can check out St George's.
Okay. Yeah.
Like
yeah.
we just
Oh, you
stumbled
need
into
more than
that.
the weekend. You have to go back again. It's just
This is going to be a very long weekend.
yeah.
I love the phone call. Tone, I'm not in Monday.
Where are you? Just addicted to brickwork in Liverpool. Alex, what's your favourite kind of brickwork structure? Building, castle, can be anything.
Mine's a little village called Port Sunlight, which is just like a 20-minute train ride from Liverpool. And it just started off as a little village it was like a Victorian era village just for the workers to live
Yeah.
in. And the factory's still there and everything too, but all the houses and like the main like town hall, it's all just like really beautifully made. Like considering it was just for the townspeople, they could have just made little shacks for them to live in, but they're really like beautiful arches and like beautiful brickwork, and like there's a mix between brickwork houses and like Victorian thatching and such. Yeah.
And
That
that's,
sounds beautiful, doesn't it? That sounds like the Bourneville, doesn't it? In
Yeah.
Birmingham? It's just like
That's what it's
like that.
Yeah.
that's rare. I mean, because again, that's another classic case of those old companies where they build everything. They basically build these little villages for their
Yeah.
workers.
That's
Yeah.
it, yeah.
You just
that's
don't get
brilliant.
that anymore, and,
No.
and that's basically similar as what you're describing.
Yeah.
So that's 20 minutes away from Liverpool. Then.
It's on
Yeah.
the Wirral Peninsula, like other side of the Mersey Tunnel.
I'm gonna have to. It's going to be an elaborate tour of the
I
Merseyside.
reckon you need a week, Tom.
when you get the notice through for annual leave, you're like, where are you going? Well, I'm off on my brick.
You'll have to
work.
get an Airbnb and never leave. Once it's end.
I love it.
Oh yeah, but no, that's really cool, matey. That is fantastic. I will have to check that out. Tony, what is your?
Now I'm going to go to the extreme. Now it's just, for me, it's always like kind of been the Mayan buildings, temples, and then
Oh, so you're going
pyramids.
back, like,
yeah. I just like, for me, it's just like, how did they ever make these structures so big and moving stones? And then obviously they have got like kind of mortar in between some of them. It's just breathtaking for me. And there are some amazing buildings across the whole of the UK, isn't there? Categorically, but for me, I just look at that and I just think, oh my God, that's just amazing.
It's mind-blowing considering that a lot of those ancient civilization structures were built with hardly of any of the technology or engineering we have now. I don't want to go into conspiracy theories, but
Oh, okay.
Let's put
Let's
that
start
out
talking
there.
about aliens now.
It's a different
Well,
podcast now.
well,
Yeah,
you know, we're not going to be fact-checked, but I do think sometimes, honestly, like, was there outside interference here in terms of aliens helping them do that? Because it's like, because the structures are so, like, amazing. Maybe I'm downplaying just how...
You need to be editing some Twilight Zone music now.
Yeah, that's
we are literally going to the Twilight Zone.
Dim the lights.
yeah.
But that's a good shout. I mean, because that's literally considered one of the wonders of the world. That's one place I have to go to.
Yeah, I
That's
mean, definitely for me, I've never been. Definitely love to go, but I've always like kind of thought, is there been a bloke with a couple of sticks there and like casting his eye across them? It's just in awe of something like that you can just think the quality of the workmanship.
The mathematics involved, the comprehension of getting the angles and everything just right, based on having to do it back then without the support of the technology we have now, again, just blows my mind.
But it's like it's this really funny thing is that there's this thing that as we've been going through time, they say that we invent this or we invent this at certain times. I actually do believe certain things were invented way before we think they were. It's like concrete. We thought that was like a 1970s thing or whatever it was, but really it's not. Like the Romans invented concrete, didn't they?
Yeah.
So I do think there's a lot of stuff that we've actually lost in history, and it just sort of we reinvent it in a slightly different way or whatever.
Didn't Da Vinci invent loads of weird stuff?
Like the concept for a helicopter, they think, from his drawings and stuff. And it's also funny from what you mentioned there as well about how stuff can be lost to history. Like I think I sent you a video of this, the first ancient computer from the Greek times, and they found it on a shipwreck from the time, and it completely changed the understanding of technological history because of that.
Yeah.
And it's just this elaborate machine that essentially, from their understanding of the cosmos at the time, can basically tell you and predict eclipses and stuff like that. So I think using that analogy was absolutely right there, Tone, in the sense that, we don't, because of like dark ages that happen where essentially there's not a lot of recorded documentation of what's going on. You kind of have that, there's probably so much that was invented back then, but just because of like a loss of records and documents, we don't know about it.
Good job that there weren't an iPhone out then, was there?
Imagine that, like
internet. No,
we'll find a picture of like the Greeks at the laser level,
just taking their selfie from the top of the main temple.
Yeah, that's it.
Like,
Here we go. I'm living it large here.
Hashtag loving life. So, would you like to know what my favourite brickwork strip is?
Yeah, go on,
absolutely.
Bring it to us, baby.
The Ouse Valley Viaduct.
Yeah, that is pretty. In fact, that's not pretty impressive. It's really impressive, isn't it?
It's like a marvel of kind of the Industrial Revolution, because it completed construction back in 1841, I believe.
That's just like a testament to human engineering, isn't it?
Yeah,
it is. I mean, that's just mind blowing, isn't it?
Its function, and it's beautiful as well.
I did some further research on that.
Yeah,
and basically that was built,
how many bricks?
11 million.
Oh my god, 11 million!
Charlie Collison had that done in 2 months.
You would, yeah.
No better.
Check out Charlie Collison's channel. He's a great bricklayer, some fantastic content. But yeah, he'd appreciate that, I'm sure. Yeah. But 11 million bricks went into that. And the history of it is really fascinating. It stretches over 1,400 feet.
Wow, that is
and it was built to basically carry the London-Brighton railway line that ran over the River Ouse. Wow. It cost, at the time, £38,000. So when you take
£38,000 for 11 million bricks, is that material as well as wages?
They weren't reclaimed, were they?
Yeah, that's probably accommodating everything involved, and that was £38,000 for the time. So when you take into account inflation, that's going to be, for today's money, that's going to be millions probably.
See how long it took? Did you say?
That's crazy.
It took several years, and it was completed in 1841. It has 37 spans. It's been really costly maintaining it because, of course, it's fallen under Grade 2 listing structures. So there's been a lot of additional work it's had to sell.
See a lot of patching on it down
because it's grade listed.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
But I mean, whatever hassle it is to maintain it, I'd say it's worth it because
100%.
It's going back to the old technology again. Look, getting that track bed level.
And as you say, the kind of brick that's used on that is like traditional red bricks from what I read up, and I think there's like 4 pavilions on each side, which are like limestone based.
Right.
So my aim is to drive to that and get a drone up and get some like shot going through it, because that'd
be really, really cool actually.
So that's mine. Yeah.
I'll tell you another big bricklaying thing that nobody ever sees is the Victorian sewers. They're completely brick, and they're egg shaped, like that. So that the more they fill up, the more capacity it has.
Yeah.
That's why it's not round.
And that must be a really elaborate system, because that must be running for miles throughout.
Yeah.
There's a guy on YouTube called Martin Zero. Check his channel out as well. And he's like an urban explorer. He goes down in all the culverts and sewers and stuff. And some of the videos he's made are absolutely fantastic.
Has he encountered any fatbergs down there?
He's not done any of the sewers, but he's done like culverts and stuff. He navigates all the rivers in Manchester. You won't believe how many rivers are in Manchester.
Wow.
That are all culverted underneath Manchester. No, you can walk for miles.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. There's loads of them. And he follows one from source to where it meets another river. And it's like 6 episodes. Really, really good to watch.
Definitely going to have to check.
Yeah.
Send me the link for that. I'd like to see that. It'd be
Martin
really,
Zero's
really cool.
name is.
Definitely.
So the first one I watched of his was, I can't remember the title, but he went to a canal and they pulled the plug.
Yeah.
They found a plug. And it's a real thing. They pulled the plug on the canal to drain it. And they invited him along to film it. So they drained the canal. And it is actually a plug on a chain. And it drains into the river, which is culverted underneath the canal.
Oh my god!
But they're all cartoons, isn't it? Where they
Yeah,
just
it
pull the
is,
plug.
yeah.
And because of that, I think it's had about 4.5 million views because I've pulled the plug out of the canal. And it's just it's captured everyone's imagination. His channel just took off.
I'm gonna be checking that out.
That
That sounds
is
awesome.
It's really good. Mainly around Manchester he goes. It's dead
Nice.
interesting.
I know where I'm going to be going on my sightseeing trip soon.
Underground.
So, yeah.
You have his miner's hat on.
That's it. Get the light on. Get the miner's lamp out. Question. Obviously, you do YouTube as well. A lot of our subscribers are subscribed to your channel as well.
Yep.
What made you take that deep dive into social media? What made you one day go, we're going to set up a YouTube channel and we're going to document what we're doing?
We kind of
Bit of a theme here. It's Rob Songer again.
and like we
Rob
started
Songer
off
is
filming
the man.
anyways. Like the
We
filming.
were doing stuff for your college, weren't we?
Yeah, because I was doing on-site work with Dad. I was asked by my assessor when he couldn't see me if he was off doing someone else. I had to film myself doing like laying some bricks or something for him to like review and like.
Basically, it was
document.
evidence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like filming so he could see while he wasn't there. So we were starting to pick up like just filming ourselves. At first it was really discreet, like just like showing no one's around and filming so we weren't embarrassing ourselves. And then it kind of just grew from that, like you say, watching Rob Songer.
Yeah.
And just seeing other Brick Lane channels on YouTube as well. We're just thinking, well, we could do this. We do a decent enough job and we can publish it.
Mm-hmm.
And then just kind of snowball from that.
Yeah, because how you guys have got it structured and stuff. You know, you do it as you're working. You take 1 minute out a couple of times a day. It takes no time out of your work to just document what you're doing, and most of it's on the time lapse. And it's just before you know it, you're just getting a video from one little project.
Yeah,
or something.
100%.
How have you found that journey? Because you've been doing it for how long now, guys?
April 18 we started, so coming up to 4 years.
Nice.
It's been a steady journey, but I love it.
Yeah.
When we started, I've never done computers. I'm same as Tony. No computers in our schools, so I left school completely computer illiterate. I could just about work my phone. I decided to do it, so I was editing on my iPad at first.
Yeah.
And then Alex, Christine, his mum, and my daughter Sarah clubbed together and got me a Mac to do the editing. And basically for the first month, I didn't even know how to switch the Mac on. So what do? You go on YouTube, how to edit on a Mac. And that's how I learned to do YouTube, by going on YouTube.
And we couldn't even talk at first on YouTube.
Oh God, no, we didn't talk.
We refused to talk because we were too stage fright, and we were still like hiding the GoPro, like making sure no one could see, like put it here so no one could see
Oh
us.
yeah, no one else knew. And then
Yeah.
one day, Mark, one of the bosses said, I believe you're on YouTube, aren't you? I said, who told you?
How do you find out? Because he's on YouTube.
Yeah. But one of the lads, one of the bricklayers, have been watching us and found us on YouTube.
Yeah.
And then the amount of people we know said, I've seen you on YouTube the other night. It's like they were again saying about the roofing with Will.
Yeah.
The roofing videos are taken off because of all the storms. One of my mates was doing an extension, so he just typed in, one of our videos popped up. And before he rang me about the extension, he'd seen the YouTube video.
That's really good.
It's also really good for customers because they can see what goes on. Like when they go to work, they come back, it's done, and they can see what's been happening while at work.
They have like
what's involved.
they've got that journey documented there. They can see how it's gone. They can show everyone like this is my extension. This is how it's done.
I've had one customer say they didn't want us to film anything, but the rest really like it, don't they?
Yeah.
What I'd love to know is, like, let's say that there's some people watching this video now who are new to you guys, have never seen any of your videos, and this is your chance now to basically, what would be the one video or series of videos that you guys have done that if you wanted it to be their first experience watching your content, what would that be?
I'm tempted to say the part 2 of the Brick Lane video, the epic start. I think everything's playlisted now, so I think if you just go into the Garden Walls playlist, I think there's 41 different Garden Walls we've done. So that's
Nice.
That's like the bread and butter jobs.
Yeah, and like that's similar to the one we were talking about before, just that one with the reclaimed copins.
Yeah.
And just like seeing what it was and what it turned into.
Yeah.
That
like
went
Completely different, didn't it?
Yeah,
Wasn't
we
it?
did.
So different. It looks really, really
We
cool.
did this tiny little wall at the front, and then we ended up doing right down between the two properties, all the way down, taking all the walls down. But we reused the bricks. didn't we?
That one we reclaimed.
One
the brick,
section
yeah.
we got new bricks because that was completely gone, and then the next section we reclaimed them, clean them up, and reuse them.
Do you know one that always has a bit of a soft spot in my heart? You know the one where you did the back garden wall with the canal?
Oh yeah,
And it was just like, for me, it was just like, oh, that's just paradise. You're
Yeah.
working right next to a canal, you're in your break, you've just been dabbling a bit of brickwork, and the next thing, oh, I've just getting the fishing rod out and have a bit of a fish. And I thought to me, oh my God, this is paradise.
that was
What more could you
that was
want?
just as lockdown started. That
Yeah.
yeah, it was May,
Just
I think.
Super
Lovely
cool
weather,
that was,
yeah.
wasn't it?
Yeah, my mum keeps taking walks down the canal, taking pictures and sending them to me. Yeah.
Nice. What about you, Alex? Would you be the same as Steve, or do you have your own video that you would recommend to people to, if they were to see your content for the first time? Would it be the same as Steve, or do you have your own favourite video that you'd recommend from your channel?
I'd agree with Dad as well, but I'd also say our extension videos, because we try and film from digging the foot in to it finished, so it's like a full journey of everything that we've done. Like we dig the foot in, we slab it, we put the foot in, slab it, foundation, all the tying it in and just getting it up. So that's like the full journey. So
It's
that's
good,
like,
isn't it, when you when you're showing now, because like some of the hand digs that you do, you just like people realise the energy and the graft that has to go into that, you know, and it's just absolutely brilliant. And you think, yes, that guy's done a serious hard day's work there today.
Yes.
like when we worked in the foundations, obviously once it's all done, it's like, well, where's all the work gone in that? And then we've got documented now, like when there's pipes in the footing, you've got to go over.
Yeah.
And like if there's hard clay, there was one time we were digging the footing and there was just a big like a bathtub full of glass almost.
Yeah.
It was a tin bath.
Tin bath.
Full of glass.
Shattered glass.
It's like an archaeological dig. Yeah. It's mad that. But it was an easy dig because it was soil, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But we just kept
And then
hitting
we
this,
just-
like rusty,
Came across glass and went, where's the glass in the bloody footing?
about 2 foot down. it
Where's
was.
this? Yeah. Where's this coming from?
Yeah.
I think that's the one thing from your videos I think that certainly shines through. And there's other great bricklaying YouTubers out there: Charlie Collison, Rob Songer, Stu Crompton, Stu Crompton, Stu Crompton.
Mark who? Sorry,
Mark
Hett.
Yeah,
Mark Hett. You got Izzy.
Izzy the Bricky.
The Bricky.
Yeah, he's the new
Come
one.
on, let's
He's
try and
making
think
up
of
a
something.
lot.
Let's go. Do you know, it's really terrible, this is. You know, well, you put on the spot and you think, who are you going to think of? Who are you going to think of? I don't want to miss anybody out.
And then
you're
you
just
think-
like,
And then afterwards you can think of everybody.
yeah, that's it. Oh my God. It's just like...
That's the thing with bricklaying though. There's a lot of options out there, and they all do different types.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you there's so much content you can do, and what I think is great is that it shows, because I think there's a mentality that people think it's you just put a few bricks down, you just lay a few bricks.
Like there's traditional bricklayer. He does some good stuff. There's also
Jay Puyenbrock, I think it is.
yeah,
Belgian
probably,
Bricky.
yeah, that's
He's
it,
absolutely
yeah.
fantastic.
Rodian.
Yeah, Rodian as well. Yeah, definitely.
They help to show that there's so much more to it. And I think some people do think, it's just putting a few bricks down. There's so much to go into it. There's so much planning.
It's an
it takes
art,
time.
isn't it?
It is
Yeah.
an art.
It's
It is
an art.
absolutely an art. It's probably the best way of saying it. Definitely.
And
So
going
no.
back to the foundations we did, you're starting from scratch. You've given a concrete strip.
Yeah.
And you've got to set a house out.
Yeah,
And
If
all
we
the
get that
rooms.
wrong, the whole house is wrong.
that's it.
No pressure, guys.
It's a bad weekend. You get it wrong. But the amount of young lads who come on and they'd say, I can't do that. I can't do the foundations because there's no nails in the corners. But the engineer hadn't put nails in because they didn't know how to set a house out.
And even
basics.
Even then, when the pins were down, we had to fix all of them.
We used to get paid to set out anyway because we
Yeah.
check the nails because the nails aren't always spot on.
There was one time there was like 100 mil difference all in
Yeah,
all.
100
So the
mil
house
out.
would have been, even if we did follow the pins, it'd have been way out.
But the amount of people just turn up and follow those pins, just follow them
Yeah.
and assume they're spot on. Don't even check.
Then the joiners get unhappy then.
Yes. And the roof doesn't fit.
Keep the joiners happy.
Keep
Yeah.
the joiners happy.
After a hard day's work, laying bricks, getting everything prepped, how do you like to unwind? What are your hobbies?
I usually have my tea and fall asleep. And then after
You've
me
been
nap,
crafting that. That's
after
why.
me nap, the
Is
mat
that your
comes
power
out.
nap?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, we have
Into
plenty of
dinner.
them.
I just edit. I spend a lot of time editing, but I enjoy editing
Yeah.
in between watching YouTube. Cause
It is
it'll tell
satisfying,
you,
isn't it? Yeah.
I get very distracted by YouTube.
Yeah.
I'm subscribed to that many channels, and I've got the notification that's just popping up.
Who's the other guy who's a really, really cool guy, Steve? What's his name?
Bricklayers Worldwide.
That's it. Yeah. He's sort of what a cool guy he is, isn't
Yeah,
he? He's
he
like
is.
really, really traditional,
Proper old school.
Yeah, old school. We go back to the old school scenario, isn't it, where we sort of say that when you start renovating an old property, then suddenly you find old beer bottles and all, because that's how it used to be, didn't it?
Yeah, and old newspapers.
Yes, very old.
When we were at the Car Warden Reclamation
Yes.
Demolition Project, which you can check out those videos on our channel, they're really, really good. They're literally like walking back into history.
Yeah.
Under one of the floorboards, you found with Richard from Car Warden Reclamation, you found an old newspaper from the 1960s that was celebrating Winston Churchill's 89th birthday.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
it's great that you can like kind of dive back into history when you're dealing with old renovations. And you know, for me, is whenever you strip out a place, you find these old glass bottles of all different types, because they were a lot of ale bottles. That's what people used to drink on site. It was just the norm, wasn't it? You know, sort of. And I think obviously times change. You can't go drinking ale and things like that. But,
Didn't you say you had a lot of broken bricks in the inside skin of the brickwork?
Yeah, because I didn't know this at the time, but what it is that when the cart came along with the bricks, it used to just literally dump them off, and all the good bricks would then be used on the face, and then all the halves and broken bricks would then be used on the inner leaf, because obviously it was one of those, the expense of the brick was more than the labour.
Yeah.
So it was really making sure that they utilised, had no waste. Whereas now I think you have a little chip on the brick. Oh, that's no good.
Into a
Get rid of
scale.
that. You know, it's just like we have this like throwaway society a lot now, don't we? And I think that's like kind of so different to how it was then. You know.
I remember my girlfriend was telling me her house is a couple 100 years old.
Yeah.
And when they're extending too, and when they took out some of the walls, it was full of old clothes for insulation, because they didn't have insulation. It was just full of
I love that.
decades and centuries old clothing.
Yeah. No humans, obviously. No, thank the Lord.
Well, they do say it's haunted, so you never know.
No, you never.
How do you like to unwind after a hard day's work, buddy?
Oh, I'm the youth of the generation, aren't I? So I'm on the Xbox.
Of course. Oh, you're an Xbox guy, you're not PlayStation now.
Xbox,
Okay.
Xbox, Switch,
There we
or
go.
watching movies or TV.
Fair play to you. You're into your horror, aren't you?
Oh yeah.
What's your favourite horror film or director?
Film. I'd have to go with the Halloween 2018 installment.
It's good. It's good. I did
It's
approve of it.
very juicy.
It's a faithful sequel to the original, I feel.
Yeah, because they forgot all the previous films, didn't they? And they just did it as like a straight sequel to the original. and
Like a
stuff,
hard
so-
reset, yeah.
Yeah,
After
yeah,
they went
yeah.
a bit crazy, they thought it's
Yeah, going around
Go
killing
back.
loads of people.
Back to basics.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
go back to basics. Kill even more people.
By the seventh film, it's just like, this has got ridiculous now. We need to take it back to the basics, as you like to say and stuff. Tony, what do you like to do in your free time?
I used to play a lot of rugby, but I stopped because I was absolutely terrible at rugby. And but now I just sort of like to go climbing mountains and play tennis. Actually, a good dear friend of mine got me into tennis because I used to play rugby with him. And he sort of quit, and then sort of so I do play tennis. And then any other time, free time, I just family time. You know, it's just chilling and just relaxing and reading a few books and things like that.
You used to play badminton, didn't you?
I did.
Oh, get
I used to
in.
play against a neighbour, and we played for probably about 6 months, and I never beat him. Ever. Not even once.
What?
He run me ragged. But he
Did
he
he?
worked in an office. So he
Yeah.
came out springing out of the office, and I'd come
Yeah.
back from working in the foundations, knee deep in shite all day.
Yeah.
And he's just got me all over the place. Never beat him once.
Do you know what? I can't see you playing badminton, but now you've said it, I'm just picturing it in my mindset. It's just class, mate. Fair play to
I
you.
was great till the hips went.
Yeah.
I could move now. I can't even bend down now.
Oh, fair play.
What are your plans going forward then, both for the business and for your social media?
Go home.
Yeah, I bet Christine's looking. I bet you're looking forward to the granddaughter, aren't you, mate?
Yes, absolutely.
So
She's starting
cool,
to
that's-
recognise us now on the phone, so that's going to be fun.
That's it. Yeah,
Yeah.
phone. That's a blessing with phones, then, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like you can do that.
That's
That's cool.
That has been because we can just FaceTime every night, so we get to
Yeah.
speak to everyone and see each other. It makes a big difference. In
That's
just trying to
so
do something
nice.
else. Yeah,
So cool.
yeah.
Absolutely.
The phone's gonna be ringing off the hook because everyone's expecting me back at the end of December. So
He's got a bit of catching up to do.
yeah,
A lot of catching up
Yeah.
to do there, mate.
yes. So
That's a good thing, right? Like, that's business, right? That's
Business is booming.
it's good, but halfway through March, Nia's coming down and Alex is going off for 2 weeks.
Ah,
so
the
you're
love
gonna
of his
be-
life
all-
is coming.
All the work's going to just hit us, and he's covering off.
Well, she's helping us with the channel
Well, she is.
because she's doing a project for college where she has to like do some art directory for a company,
Yeah,
and we've took
that's
her
cool.
on. So currently she's designed like a giveaway poster that we're hosting. We're hosting a giveaway if you want to take part.
Yeah, definitely check that out, guys.
That'll end in March, and she's just going to be like polishing up the channel a bit for us, like making things a bit tidier, designing some more workwear for us so we look presentable, and just doing little things to like help us out.
fair play.
So
There you go.
that's one thing that's helping the channel out a bit, taking
Yeah.
a bit of things off your shoulders. For
I
a
think
few
something
weeks.
else that's going to help the channel out as well is we're doing a live stream on the 25th of March. Is that right?
Oh,
Is it 25th of March?
28th of March.
You're asking
20th.
on me.
No, I'm asking you. The
20.
live stream we're doing?
Our
Giveaway live stream.
The giveaway's on the 25th.
Oh.
Yeah.
25th,
So exciting times ahead then for you guys, essentially.
Yes,
Yeah.
Definitely.
definitely.
Your creator's on the rise as well, so it's going to be an interesting couple of months
Yeah, that
ahead.
was
as you-
interesting, yeah.
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 That's super cool news. That wasn't
Mm.
it? That's absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
Well, we hit
So
this
cool.
20k milestone while here, so
We
obviously,
did.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we can owe thanks to you guys for helping us with that.
I know, so you do it all yourself, guys. It'll be just absolutely brilliant content. It's been really, really cool having you here, guys. You know.
I think that pretty much wraps it up quite nicely.
Yeah, it does.
I mean, guys, it's been amazing having you with us. Thank you for coming on the show today. Thank you for collaborating with us on it. I'm sure, Tone, you've
Yeah, honestly, I can't
Really
honestly,
appreciate
guys,
that.
I cannot thank you enough to having you on with us doing this collaboration and doing this build. I've just honestly have just always been going to be so thankful because it's been absolutely brilliant. It's been so
Well,
cool
it's
to
the
have you.
same for us. I mean, the opportunities that have come from this and just completely out of our comfort zone, haven't we? Never worked away from home before. Never worked on never worked with a small team like you've got. And everyone's just been so welcoming. It's just, I mean, you'll see the videos on YouTube, and they're even better in real life. There's just such a great gang of people, and just having us down and asking us, and just it's just a big deal for us, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's for someone to want you to come and work for them, it's a big thing.
It's been a pleasure, guys. It's been a pleasure. How can our viewers follow your work, follow your projects, and watch your content?
Go on, you're
Am
good at this.
I the
You're the-
promotion man?
Yeah.
Well,
You are today. I wouldn't know why he's taller than me. Look, and he's like, I'm simply down here, and he's up here somewhere. I don't know what's going on. I was just like, something going on with his chair. Has he grown, and I don't know about it?
I think we might be a bit heavier than Alex.
Oh, that's it. That's what it is. Yeah, I've got to lose a few pounds. Hey, the burger tonight will help, won't it?
We're going on a work stew tonight, so to celebrate.
so to look at more of our stuff, we have YouTube and Instagram. So our YouTube, Bricklaying with Steve and Alex, and our Instagram, Steve and Alex Bricklaying. As confusing as that is, we know. But at the time, Bricklaying with Steve and Alex wouldn't fit on Instagram, so
No.
we had to compromise. But they're our main platforms. Obviously our main videos are YouTube and Instagram. We just have like our behind the scenes little clips from our videos, or just like little things of what we're doing. Like we've been updating our stories with like how the A&E job's been going in between, and
A
just
lot of A&E on our Instagram lately.
yeah, we've got a whole section now just for A&E.
Yeah.
So
Well, we've been doing so much together, haven't we? Because like kind of every time there's something really, really exciting coming to you guys very, very soon, which Tom will tell you about in a minute. But we've been doing a lot of like kind of what's the word? Networking, isn't it? I suppose. And
Mingling.
That's it.
Brainstorming.
Mingling. Yes, that's it. And brainstorming and going to see people, and so it's been really exciting times.
Yeah, it's
hasn't
not
it,
just been about the
for,
work, it's
for
been-
all of us, isn't it? So
Yeah.
it's really cool. So.
It's that, and that's another thing we're very, very proud to be involved with.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah.
Absolutely. Definitely got to have you guys involved with that. So that'd be really super cool.
absolutely.
So, if you want to follow these guys, search Bricklaying with Steve and Alex across all social media platforms. Obviously, you can follow us. Make sure you like and subscribe to our channel if you're watching this, or follow Trades of the Round Table on Spotify. You can search for us on YouTube, Build with A&E, on LinkedIn, and we've also made jump onto TikTok. Search for Build with A&E on there and you'll be getting loads of satisfying footage. So from Steve, Alex, Tony and myself, thank you very much for joining us at the Trades of the Round Table.
Woo!
See you next time, guys. Take care.
Evidently, there's one last thing we forgot to bring to you guys actually. What is it?
We've brought some stickers for the sticker wall.
Ah, cool. Now, we did have Dave from Almwood Enterprises, and let's go and have a quick look over there then.
Right here we've got some from a newcomer and a good friend of ours, Izzy. Izzy the
Oh,
Brickie.
Izzy, yeah, he's really, really cool. Izzy's absolutely superb.
And a good help for our channel that they've been, Brick Jackets.
So I'm going to let you do the honours actually.
Bloody hell.
You can stick them on. You go for it, buddy.
Get jackets on first.
Here we go. Get the jackets on first.
Where's he going to place it?
Where's he going to place it? Drum roll.
Now that one stands out.
Ah, look at that one. Get in. And where's Izzy going to go? Here we go. Put me on top. Put me on top. Here we go. Won't he?
Put him over there and we can see
Yeah,
him.
put him there. Yeah, that's it. Izzy who? No matter who.
On there.
Go on then. Oh, get Izzy there, next to the legends. There we go. Good old Izzy. Awesome. Lovely
Welcome to the
that.
board.
And it didn't rip, is he?
No, you didn't. Look at that. That's so cool. Thank you, Izzy. And thank you, Brick Jackets. Much appreciated for giving us some stickers to put on the wall. That's really cool of you guys, okay?